Good morning, people. How are we all today? Sorry about the mishap yesterday, but the power company sorted the problem, so we're fine. We hope. Our wee village is prone to blackouts, believe it or not. And that's just the way it is. Right, anyway, good morning, everyone. It's Indy Truck Davy out the truck and at home in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it is overcast this morning. Wet and warm, 13 degrees. Today's high will be 15 degrees. Humidity is 94%. A wee bit blowy, gusting at between 17 and 43 kilometres an hour, or 17 to 27 miles per hour in all money. And the pollen count's low, so no need to stuff yourself full of antihistamines this morning if you're a hay fever sufferer. Right, folks, because he couldn't come on yesterday, David phoned me and says, can I join you this morning? And I thought the headlines today should be interesting. There was a lot going on yesterday. So I thought, aye, why not? Anyway, we need to break him in for this afternoon show. He is, after all, such a delicate little snowflake that he's prone to all the wee bugs that are flying about at the moment. So let's bring him in. Good morning, David.
I object to that characterisation.
I don't care. Let's see who's in. Hey, George, Aki's, Margaret, June, Stephen, Doug, Graham, Alistair, C.L. Sutherland, Indy Duck, Carol Oates, Stephen Bankier. Hello, Mr. Charlton. I see it's a wee bit blowy and sunny up where you are this morning. Hi, Eddie, John, Margaret, Gillian, Reagan Elite, good morning. I see Andrew's there. George Ewan's there. Hi, Avril, how are you this morning? Barbara, how are you? I see Doug's in and all. Good morning, Gary. I see there's somebody there called Zuni this morning. Oh, another the legend's in. That is Kevin. The Indie Live. Mr. E, good morning. Right, I think we've got almost everybody. If I've missed you, sorry, can't do everybody. Right, David, let's get on with this. First up this morning, we've got the Daily Record, or the Rancid as we call it, and I don't put that up. So I'll tell you where it's got. It's got D-Day alums for controversial ruling. It is time to finally act not proven verdict. Justice Secretary believes MSPs will vote to abolish cop-out trial option.
It's always been a bit of a talk about the plea of not proven, right? And I don't think the English law lords like it much because in Scottish, where somebody's got not proven against them, effectively it's not proven. It's the same as not guilty, because if you're going to give somebody not proven, then effectively that's just saying, well, it's not proven, so they're not guilty.
At this point in time, aye.
This point in time, yeah.
And since we scrapped the double jeopardy law, not proven then had a reason.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure about this one, really. I like the idea that, you know, a third option's there so you can drag the person back.
Yeah.
You know. Right, next up this morning, the Scotsman. David, I'll put it up. If I can find it. Other end of the park. Right, the Scotsman. UK plans to mass produce new drones to help Ukraine. Deal as Russia condemned for drones violating Polish airspace.
All right. 2 seconds, Dave. Hello, how you doing? Just open the door, please. I'm doing a broadcast. Thank you. Just pop it inside. That's fine. Thank you, sir. Cheers, bye. So,
Nice.
Sorry about that, David. The drones. What's happening is that the Ukraine have got an ability now to produce drones, and some of them are quite clever the way they work. right? And also they've got some anti-drone devices that they're using at the moment. I don't know, is the article about that at all?
No, it's about the UK producing drones for Ukraine.
Ah, right,
They're
okay.
gearing up with the mass industrial complex, David. That's all. And apparently they've signed a deal, so Ukraine's buying them, or they'll be in debt for them. That's for sure.
Ukraine's buying nothing at the moment. Ukraine is broke. Ukraine is being given all sorts, right?
One contract that once they're liberated, they're free, they'll start paying. It's called war debt. We've seen it before.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on.
UK was actually paying war debt for the Second World War up to, what was it, 2007?
Yep.
If I remember correctly.
Yes. Right, let's move on. Next up, we'll get the Herald. We'll put it up. The Herald, of course, today the Herald stays clear of serious news. Today, it runs on Scotland's worst spots for mobile coverage revealed.
Dear, oh dear. I once did a bit of work for BT, as I remember, right? And that was up the West Coast. And it was always a problem. Like, what have you got, son? What have you got that you probably offer us to make the signal better? Nothing.
The point is, David, everything that's going on, and so far we've had 3 Scottish newspapers staying away for the big fucking stories.
Yeah, I know. Share that.
I mean, telling us that the worst fucking places for mobile phone receptions on the coast,
I know.
And tourist spots. What a lot of nonsense. How to deceive the people of Scotland, the 3 biggest hitters in Scotland, and no big story.
It's called propaganda by diversion.
Correct. Right, let's put up the loony rag. The Express. What's that got for us this morning? Okay. Hopes of royal reconciliation rising after the Duke of Sussex visits King, when Harry finally meets his father again.
Oh, the Harry met Sally. No, sorry, I have no interest. And see if I saw that on a newspaper stand, I just walk straight by it.
Actually, I really liked the first line. You know, the first line of hopes of royal reconciliation after Duke of Sussex visits the king. You know, it's like something out of medieval fucking play.
Oh, I know. Fuck's sake, man.
As far as I'm concerned, we'll leave this. We'll leave the punchline for a wee bit later on. Let's get rid of the loony rag, the Express. Next up, we have the scum, and we don't put the scum up, David, so I'll tell you what it's got. It's on the same nonsense, actually. Royals reunite for first time in 19 months. Harry tea with King. Let's move ahead, eh? Let's move on.
Yeah, let's just not go there.
But you know, let's not go there. But what I'll say is,
not my king, never will be my king.
No, as far as I'm concerned,
yeah,
the royal family are the UK's version of the fucking Kardashians. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Right, let's move on to the other right-wing loony rag in the press, the fail, and see what the Daily Fail's got for us a day. And now Mandelson must be fired. Chorus of cross-party fury as emails show UK ambassador told Epstein, "Your friends love you. Fight for early release."
Mandelson always was one of those characters where you thought he should be in prison, right? And as far as I'm concerned, the fact that it's come out, Mandelson has written this letter to Epstein in prison, right? It's like, little bastard should be in there.
To me, this is a story about Starmer's judgment. And this is a story about the UK justice system not working. Yeah. Because for me, Mandy, Andy, and the victims of Epstein here in the UK are getting no fucking justice. Where is the police investigation into this stuff? There were people trafficked into the UK by Epstein.
We're talking about forensic tents and all that sort of thing.
I'm talking about fucking proper investigation into these fucking pedo bastards.
But forensic tents is only something that happens to Scottish politicians. You know that, don't you?
Aye, a day. I mean, well, depending on which side of the line, and after all, Dougie Alexander stole 12 grand and he's now Secretary of State for fucking Scotland.
That's right. Yeah, do a crime, get rewarded with position and power.
Says a lot about the state, doesn't it? Right, next up we'll get the eye. What's the eye go for us a day? Mandelson on brink over leaked emails with Epstein.
Brink of what?
Brink of being sacked as the ambassador to America.
But it's a temporary position anyway. It's not something that's going to serve him for all of his life. At some point, regardless of these newspaper headlines, Mandelson will cease to be the ambassador to America. Something like that. Yeah.
Aye.
So.
And Stevie's got an explanation for why there's no police investigations, because they're rich white men. There you go. That was an rank comment I put up. I meant to put this one.
Okay,
I meant to put that one up, but they are rich white men. What do we expect? But aye, it's interesting that another one of Epstein's buddies was selected to be the ambassador to the big orange man baby, isn't it?
Aye, true. I think the saying is they all pissed in the same pot, don't they?
I don't know, do they? Thanks very much, Gary. Love your work, lads. Well, thank you. Right. Next up, we'll get the time.
I'm supposed to be doing work. Haven't you got a shovel here? I'm supposed to be doing work.
Right, here's the time. Starmer refuses to stack Mandelson as US envoy. Yet
again, all that may change next week.
Well, for me, the story on this rag and the next rag is about the byline. Britain may send fighter jets to help guard Poland. That's the interesting bit here for me. And what's interesting about it is send jets to guard to help defend Poland. The UK has got 171 fighter jets, 134 Eurofighters, Typhoons, and 137 Eurofighter Typhoons and 34 F-35 Mark IIs. Now, I know that these things are much more capable now than what the old planes were during the last war. But during the last war, just to protect the coastline facing Europe, it took 789 fighter planes. That's not putting bombers and all that, right? Yeah. The big problem that the UK has at the moment, if they send some of these planes to Poland to fight, if Russia comes round the tap and over the tap, there's not going to be enough to protect these shores.
It's called outflanking. I think you know one, don't you? Yes.
To give you a comparison, at the moment, active fighter jets.
Yeah.
Because I'm giving you the numbers of how many UK have active fighter jets that the Russians.
The good thing about the F-35s is that in amongst your PlayStation and all the rest it's inside it, right? You've also got a thing where it actually puts a part list. Before you fly this, I need the following, right? So there you go. The F-35s, and notwithstanding, there's also the American kill switch on the US F-35. Doesn't matter who owns them.
I know.
I can assure you, they're going to get switched off.
Anyway, to get back to the point I was making, at the moment, Russia have got active 833 MiG fighter jets.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 2,317 fixed wing fighter jets. That includes bombers and all the rest of it.
And not only the ones that will be available to them from China.
Right, let's move on. Next up's the Telegraph, I believe. That was the Times, wasn't it? Aye, Times. Yep, Times. Next up's the Telegraph. The Telegraph this morning has fight on, Mandelson told jailed Epstein.
I'm sick of the Epstein thing. I really am. We're not getting anywhere. And when it looked like the big orange man baby was heavily involved, and even when he talked about running beauty competitions and all the rest of it, where he was able to go in and visit all parts backstage, right? Didn't matter what happens. That man's not going to end up in jail. And that means then that nobody else involved with Epstein is going to end up in jail. And also, the lady that was implicated in all that, Ghislaine Maxwell, who her father seemingly was part of Mossad in Israel, is going to be released. There you go.
Well, if there's no Epstein file, there's no reason for it to be in jail in the first place, is there?
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Duncan. Welcome back down the rabbit hole.
That, incidentally, is a matter of record. It's not rabbit hole stuff.
But you're saying it, so it's definitely rabbit hole stuff. In the eyes of our viewers, anyway. Right, okay. Next up is the headline that should be on every paper today. Every single paper. So we'll get a national. We'll put a national up. There we go, the national.
That is definitely stomach churning.
Yes. And the national, that's actually the big story of yesterday. And this Pratt Herzog came out at number 10 claiming that that him and Starmer hadn't agreed and it had been a hard meeting for friends sort of thing. But the truth is, of course, Starmer and him, that image that we see there, that's for the cameras. The minute that picture was taken, believe me, the two of them were sitting right next to each other having a merry chat. Starmer's a Zionist and he supports what's going on in Israel.
That's right. Also, just a quick aside, Lamy has written about the fact that we've proved that there's no genocide taking place whatsoever, right? So there you go. There you have your new Deputy Prime Minister who effectively wrote that whilst he was Foreign Minister. Now he's been moved away. That means he's no longer responsible for that. So
anyway, the article that goes with this headline was written by Nadia El Nachla, and it's on the moral vacuum at the heart of the Labour Party. Do you know who Nadia El Nachla is?
Go on then.
Humza Yusuf's wife.
Ah, right. Okay, right.
Her family's been butchered in Gaza.
Yeah.
Right. Next up, we'll get a Guardian.
It's got to stop. It's got to end. It's got to end. It's got to end badly. Starmer. Seriously.
But, I mean, you
think... Oh, sorry about that.
Well, it's going to end badly for Starmer. There's no doubt about it. But if the UK was holding up its end of international law, the minute the fucker came off a plane onto the UK mainland or England, because let's face it, UK and England means the same fucking thing.
Yes.
The police should have been huckling him and putting him on another plane straight to fucking The Hague. But no. Here's a hedgehog stoating about, man who actually publicly called for the collective punishment of the Gazan people and who personally signed fucking bombs that were being dropped to kill children. And there he's being welcomed into the heart of the corrupt fucking state, which is making money out of the butchering of the people of Gaza.
And the difficulty is, David, we can't do anything morally against this. We can argue.
We can reel against it, that's about it.
Right, that's about it. That's it. End of story.
Yep. Next up, we'll get the Guardian. What's that go for us today? Poland warns of war threat after Russian drones breach airspace. Don't know.
I fully understand the implication of this article without reading it, but can you tell me, have you read any of the article itself?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
It's just warning us that Putin's poking Europe to see how far they're willing to go to protect themselves.
It's the inverse of poking the bear.
Yep. Anyway, Mandelson has been sacked this morning, apparently. But the truth of this stuff is, of course, they're gearing up for war, David.
Yeah.
Netanyahu's likely to drag us into a war in the wider Middle East, and Putin's trying to drag us into a war in Europe. That means world war.
Yes, I know that.
And as I've stated before, if you're going to beef up your economy via the vast military-industrial complex, then you need a fucking war.
Yeah, I think I figure you've got to look back to the Second World War and figure it's at the end when Germany finally realised that everybody's coming in and running into them. The Russians on one side and what we would call the Allied troops are on the other side, right? What do you think Germany would have done had they had nuclear weapons at that time?
Made a bloody mess. But let's put it this way, David. What we are seeing the UK doing is tooling up, and that can only mean one thing. And this is a lesson we learned. Hitler, how did he rejuvenate the German economy? He built up the vast military-industrial complex to the point where he had to go to a war.
Yeah, but also in between times, he was saying to people, "Oh, you can have a much better life and all the rest of it," right? And he built all these places, a whole big holiday camp where they all went, right?
What do you think Starmer's talking about doing? You'll have a better life, build these bombs. Here's a job, build a bomb. Here's a job, build a bomb. That means you've got to sell the bombs or drop them your fucking self. So, war coming, folks. Right, that's the Guardian. Let's move on to the Metro. And then I'll be on to the Star, which I'll need to go and grab. So there we have the Metro. Deliberate drone strike on Poland. Reckless Putin is testing West.
If you look at what the Ukraine is doing right now, right? Ukraine are in a what you would call oddly a win-win situation, right? They can sit there and just hold the ground, just do nothing, right? And keep on poking the bear far inland. So in other words, Russian factories and bases and all the rest of it, right? Okay. And that is win-win for Ukraine. Fair enough. The Russians might come back with stuff, but it's going to end up whereby another couple of million Russians are going to end up dead before this conflict is over. And if we start considering a third world war, a lot more people are going to die over that one.
Well, that's the plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Economies are failing, so just blow shit up. Put people back to work.
But at the same time, it's like, think about it, David, right? You're saying quite rightly, the Rothschilds of this world are all going, oh, the economy's buggered, right? Let's just finance a war and that's and away with it, right? They're going to be okay. Your family aren't. My family aren't.
Aye, true.
And remember, before every war, the banks are consulted first. Don't ever forget that. Even 9/11, that we know is without doubt now, the banks were consulted, reference to Twin Towers, before the thing was dropped to the floor.
Well, I couldn't state to that fact. My opinions on it are not something that I want to put out here.
Yes.
But that takes us to the Star. As you can see, so let's see what the Star's got to wind this one up. But Wolves is in Cardiff. Well, that's where he's supposed to be. He's the Prince of fucking Wales. When Harry met Charlie.
They missed that. They should have said when Harry met Sally, right? Because see, King Big Ears, he's such a fruit loop. He really is. Honestly, don't forget, he is a man that used to talk to fucking flowers. Yeah.
He still talks to flowers.
Yeah, he used to spend his time walking about the garden talking to flowers. And it's like, is this right in the head? No, it isn't. When Harry met Sally, it should read.
Ah, well. Hey. Yeah. Some family, that family, yeah.
No.
Adulterers and pedos, man. Ah, well. And of course, I love all these headlines. Harry meets his father again. I didn't know Chris fucking Hewlett was there.
Does he like? Does he?
James Hewlett as James.
I know that I'm interested, but does Harry like rugby?
Sorry?
Does Harry like rugby?
I don't know.
Well, it's like father, like son, it's like.
I've got no fucking interest in what Harry likes, to be honest with you. Right. Better wind this one up. Well, thanks for dropping in, David.
You're welcome. And don't forget, it's like I'll be dropping in again this afternoon.
I know.
And we've got many interesting things to discuss. And undoubtedly, I will be guilty of dropping down the odd rabbit hole or two.
No doubt. Right, bugger off. Say goodbye. Right, folks. Let's wind this one up. I want to thank the moderators for moderating. I want to thank you for your contributions to the Food Bank Fund. I want to thank David for dropping in and the Smalllands headlines, just to get them warmed up and get them back into the swing of things. And we'll be back again at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And remember, right after this programme, Reagan Elite goes live for his morning review. And Alistair Kerr dropped a link into the comments for anybody that's interested in popping over to see what's happening with Reagan Elite in England today. Now, look after yourselves, folks. See you in a few hours. Don't be late. The naughty step is still there for people who are late. Eyes on the prize, and the prize is the 2026 election. Bye for now.